Good morning, my brothers and sisters. I want to take a few moments while we're on coffee break to talk to you this morning. Or have a rare opportunity. We're actually home during a weekday to get some stuff done. We have a job that we got to get set up for to go do, so we're moving equipment today, and we're got another sub job that we got to go do tomorrow. So we're taking the day today to try to get as much done, moving equipment and setting up logistics for other jobs, as well as trying to get some more work done here up on the farm today. I want to talk to you about a little bit about supply chain today. Uh, it's more important than ever for you to be preparing for what's coming and your own future and the future of your family and your loved ones. Stockpile as much food as you can, but also start stockpiling the essentials, the everyday items that you take it granted for. Uh, right now, we still have problems with the port of Los Angeles, the port of LA, Long Beach. Uh, People aren't talking about it, but Shanghai in China is on week 3 of lockdown, and now they're talking about locking down Beijing. There's thousands of cargo ships that are not being allowed to even enter the ports there. So if the cargo ships aren't going in there, no products are coming out. We've become too dependent on global facilities to supply us here. We need to start bringing back our manufacturing and making American made products again. We should have been doing that from the beginning, but I'm not going to get into that rant right now. We have rail shutdowns and strikes. We have trucks backed up at the border of Mexico because of uh, new sanctions, not sanctions, new orders that have gone in by the government of Texas on the way trucks are entering the country in through Texas. So there's backup. Last week there was over 1,000 trucks backed up at the Mexican border. Um, as many of you have heard, there's been a rash of fires at food processing plants, food distribution plants, and fertilizer plants. In the past 6 to 9 months, there has been 34 of them. I don't believe in coincidences, but we're not going to get into that today. The stuff that you need to stock up on, you need to make sure that you got enough food so that if the stuff is not available on the shelves, that you have it. But also, your incidentals that you don't think of every day: toothpaste, deodorant, feminine products, uh, shoelaces, new shoes, clothes, underwear, socks. It's all imported. If it can't get here, they can't sell it to you. Light bulbs. There's actually been a light bulb shortage. They're talking about a paper shortage again with toilet paper and paper towels. You all remember what that was like. Uh, this is the stuff that's happening and going on right now. So you need to start, getting everything, bought ahead. I'm not telling you to go out and spend your savings and everything and, fill your whole house where you can't move like it looks like a scene from Hoarders. But, pick up an extra pack of socks, some extra underwear. I'm hard on socks. I'm hard on boots. I have a hard time finding, you know, extra wide width size 12 boots. So I'm buying another pair of boots this week to go with the boots that I already have. Try to rotate my boots out. Try not to wear the same pair every day. Sometimes it doesn't work depending on what we're doing for work, but that's how they wear out faster is if you wear them every day. I'm hard on socks. Steel toe boots are hard on socks. I go through a lot of socks, so I'm stocking up on socks. Deodorant, I'm doing you all a favor. I'm stocking up on deodorant and toothpaste. So if you see me on the street, you're going to say thank you because I'm going to have deodorant and toothpaste. Uh, but there's a lot of things you can do. Grow as much food as possible right now. There's gonna be shortages. They can't find workers, and we're in a 1,200-year drought. We're in the middle of a grand solar minimum. The weather, if you've noticed, the weather is not right. One day it's 75 degrees here, and 2 days later it's 34 degrees and snowing. That was last month. This month, we haven't had, we've had some 30-degree nights, but we haven't had a lot of warm days. We've had a lot of overcast days. We've had a lot of drizzly days, not a lot of steady, rains, a few downpours. But we tilled all the gardens this weekend. And usually I can't till right now. It's so wet. I'm sinking into the mud, up to my ankles in the gardens this time of year, and it's usually mid-May before I can start tilling our gardens. I tilled all of our gardens Sunday. As I started tilling, I could not believe, with all the rain they're saying that we've had, how dry the gardens actually were. We got our rainwater barrels set up also on Sunday, so that we're going to be able to collect rainwater off the outbuildings here, so and then gravity feed it down to drip lines to our gardens. We got, like I said, we got ready to start planting most of our root vegetables. Are going to be going in this week and next week. We're going to start planting all our potatoes, onions, beets. We're going to start getting our carrots in, and we're going to start colder weather crops. We're going to start getting our lettuce, our Swiss chard, and our kale in as well. We're going to start getting all that done. My wife and I went out back. We actually figured out where the greenhouse is going to go. We staked it out. We looked at it. We didn't think it was big enough, so we made it bigger. We're going with a 12 by 12 greenhouse. I'm actually hopefully going to do a video series on that because it's going to be a timber frame greenhouse. We're going to timber frame the whole thing. Most of it's going to be hand cut. We're going to use the boring machine and a lot of chisels and hand saws to get it done. There'll be some power tools used, but a majority of it's going to be a lot of hand tool work. And we're probably going to make all our own pegs for it. We'll do a video on peg making. And then when we get the greenhouse all set up and it's got all the clear plastic on it, you're going to be able to view the inside and outside of the greenhouse so you can see the timber frame. So we're going to try to use that as a selling point so that we can try to sell some small timber frames for, sheds, barns, greenhouses, whatever, so that we can try to get some sales on that going so we can use it as a display model, plus as a functional greenhouse in the yard. We're getting ready to figure out where all of our crops are going to be put in a new garden. We plowed in a new garden 30 by 30 this year, and we're going to be figuring out where we're going to start placing stuff in that. We're still using the old garden that we're going to abandon. We brought it back. We've added compost back into it. We tilled that back in. With everything that's coming, we're growing that garden as well this year. We're stocking up on canning jars. We're stocking up on lids every time we can find them. Anything that we need for canning, we're trying to stock up on. We're going to try to put up as much vegetables as we can. We're still working in the orchard, but we took a little bit of focus away from working and building the mini orchard that we're trying to build and put it into getting the gardens ready and prepped, because we know that even if we get the fruit trees in right now, they're not going to fruit this year. So if we get it done midsummer and we get everything in, we'll be that much more ahead for next year. We're looking for the long term in the future, not only for, so that we'll have, food here in abundance for us and for hopefully our family and friends, but that we'll have healthy food to keep us as healthy as possible. We're trying to, go as organic and chemical free as we can so that we'll have healthy food and so that we'll, be healthy. Our health is very important. We build a lot of natural immunity. So we decided we're actually going to put in elderberry bushes also into the orchard so that we can start making our own elderberry syrups. We identified a whole bunch of trees and we cleaned out around a whole bunch of black birch, white birch, and maple trees so that we can tap them all next year to make syrup. We've been doing a lot, and unfortunately now we have to focus on cutting the lawn. It's my least favorite chore because it's a waste of about 3.5 hours a week that we have to do is cut the lawn up here. So we're trying to put as much garden and fruit trees and everything in to cut down on the lawn duties as possible. Because the only good thing right now, I'm letting it grow. It should have been cut last week, but there's dandelions growing on it. Dandelions are the first bit of pollen that the bees have in the spring, and you can also make a really nice salad out of dandelion greens. So the bees are enjoying that, and then I'm going to enjoy the dandelion greens in my salads this week or next week, and we'll get the lawn all cut up. Every day you should be planning and doing something. Right now, there is no days off. There's no rest. It's you get home from work, there's stuff that needs to be done. Get it done. Work on it. You know, I don't know why I can't sleep at night. I'm just my I'm exhausted and tired. I fall right to sleep, and then I'm awake in a couple hours, and I'm awake for 3 4 hours in the middle of the night, and then I fall back asleep usually an hour before the alarm goes off. But it's been like that for years with me. My body's in a lot of pain with my knees and shoulders and stuff a lot of times. So I wake up in pain. So, but we can't think about it, dwell on that, because we need to get up and put our boots on and go to work every day. That's what my grandfather told me. No matter what hurts or how sick you are, you get up every day and you go to work, and that's what we're doing. Um, it's not just me. I have my family to worry about, and that's all there is to it. You know, family is very important. It should be very important to everyone right now. You should be doing as much, not only for yourself, but for your family and for your close friends as possible right now. Look in on them, make sure they're okay. Um, with everything that's going on and everything that's in the news, I don't watch the news. I try to avoid the news like the plague, because it'll depress you and bring you down. A lot of people just they'll sit there and they'll focus and watch the news. Those are the family members that you have to look in on, because the news and if they it'll bring them down and it can cause depression. Um, and you don't want that. You want positive people. I try hard to be positive every day, and my wife reminds me of it constantly. There's a lot of times I'm not a very positive person, and she, makes a point of reminding me of it, of all our blessings that we have, and everything we should be thankful for. Um, I just, I want everyone to be as healthy as possible. Um, we're going to start doing some other videos. I want to start doing some videos on some primitive skills, some fire making skills, and some other skills, and maybe some wild foraging skills and stuff. Want to get away from the doom and the gloom. I'm not trying to scare anyone. I'm not trying to fear monger anyone into out prepping or planting a garden. Everyone does what they need to do for them, and that's basically it. But it's time to get back to work, because we got a lot of stuff to do, and I got to go hook a trailer up onto the truck so I can tow it to the job. So just remember, failure to prepare is preparing to fail. Everyone have a great day. Have a great week, brothers and sisters. We'll talk again soon, hopefully.